Welcome everyone, Greg Ferris here, founder of MyoBrain. In today's quick video, we're going to be going over some very common mistakes that we find in the Romanian deadlift. Probably the most difficult exercise to teach people remotely. So we're going to go through one main drill and just kind of hammer in some of the common mistakes that we see. So a very common practice we see with the Romanian deadlift is people wanting to bend over at the shoulders and the back a lot more commonly than at the hip. So we'll see someone grab a barbell, grab a dumbbell, doesn't really matter, and they'll start the movement by moving the bar down. And while you may look at someone doing a proper Romanian deadlift like this and see the bar going down, they're never initiating the movement. So the goal of a Romanian deadlift is not to move the bar down to the ground. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but instead it's to move our hips back. And by definition, when your hips move backwards, the bar has nowhere else to go. But you're really only thinking about keeping your arms straight, keeping the bar tight to you. You don't need to reach the bar down at all. You only need to think about moving your hips back and forth. So really a Romanian deadlift is just about doing these things right here. Hips back, feel the stretch in the hamstring. Hips forward, squeeze your glutes. Step A, step B. Again, you are not reaching for anything. I'm not reaching for the ground. I'm not reaching for my ankles. I'm not bending my knees. I'm instead starting with a slight bend, hips back, hips forward. The best drill I've ever seen to kind of practice this is to put something behind your butt so you can feel whether you're actually going down, which is not the goal, or going back and forward, which is the goal. So you can use a chair, you can use a door, is very common, like shut the door with your butt. And I'm just gonna use this squat post, right? So I'll show a couple of good reps here. Again, I'm standing tall. You'll see the bar move down, but really I'm gonna touch the rack with my butt, right? I can move out a little bit further, touch the rack with my butt. And that's how I'm teaching myself to do these hinges, back and forth, okay? Now again, let me do it incorrectly, where I can still, on paper, do a Romanian deadlift, but my butt will not touch the rack, and you'll see the difference. Do you see how I'm bending at the knee here? My butt really didn't go back, my butt's just going down. So instead, we want to butt back. And the same thing, you can make the mistake of bending over too much at the shoulders, so the bar is going down. But again, look at my butt, it's not going back. I feel no tension doing this in my glutes. So one more time, the good method, butt back, I can feel that. Then I can slide down, see how far my butt is. It's still making contact with the rack, big stretch in my hamstring. For me, I feel that just below the knee, and then I come up. Butt reaching back, I feel it, can go down a little bit further, and then I'm coming up. Again, the mistake, we want to avoid the butt just going down and bending the knees, and we want to avoid reaching with the bar where the butt is not moving. So, if you have trouble in the past with a Romanian deadlift, highly recommend trying that out. Just put something, a foot-ish away from your butt and just practice this. It can be with just your body weight if you want to, but really the movement is from the hip. Slight bend in the knee, hip back, hip forward, hip back, hip forward. You don't need to think about your hands at all. And then once you get comfortable with that, you can add your dumbbells, do the same thing, or add a barbell. So hopefully that was helpful to help fix the common mistakes we see in the RDL.